Okay guys, so at this point you've done as much of your guided Bluetooth radio speaker as you can. So I'm going to be using the complete one. You may or may not have the components in place. You may have some of the bits missing, but that's okay. What I want to be able to see is as much of the design together as you can. So if I even just pulled out those bits and you say you just had the front, and you could hide and then you're working with that, that's okay. For the demonstration, I'm going to leave everything in so that we can work with that. So for the submission, you need to do this. It should be one PDF, which we can submit through and pull completely out from Fusion 360. I'm just going to hide this so I get a bit more space. What we want to do first is to do the exploded drawing. We actually need to develop basically an animation. So we're going to jump into that and we'll do a really simple animation for this. Now, view, if you have that turned on, you'll see it would actually record it. So it's just reminding you that we're not actually recording anything. And for our circumstance, that's perfect. And you can see there's a few options here. So we can create a new storyboard. So you can see down here, I've done a couple already here. So if I go through, you can see I've kind of exploded those out already. I've done one with the auto explode, and I've got a couple others that are kind of half finished there that I was just playing with. But what you guys will be starting with will be just a blank storyboard. So yours will be just storyboard 1. And what be worth is actually giving it a meaningful name. So I'm just going to go exploded view for mine. So that's the one I want to be able to use here. So the thing that I'm going to be doing here is we could show or hide certain parts, but at the moment the main thing I want to use is this transform components. So I'm going to hit M or click on that one, and basically what it's going to let us do is choose the components we want and then how far we want to move them. So I want to kind of pull it apart so I can see the front face, and I'm going to be pulling the bits out. So I'm going to start with the first layer, which is going to be these guys here. So I'm going to hold down Shift or Control to be able to select all of the ones that I want. Now I want both of those as well, and I'm going to then start pulling them out. So then if I click off those, and notice I'm still in transform, I'm going to select my next layer. So it's going to be that guy. And I'm going to again just kind of pull it out, let's say about there, maybe a touch further, click off and keep going. So he actually wants to be in between those two, doesn't he? So I'm going to keep pulling my parts out, and if I double click, it'll choose the whole component in that case, which I want to be able to pull out that way. So we're just going to keep pulling the bits out that I want. Those should be on the front there as well. So I'm going to choose those, bring them across. Might leave them in row there. And that's pretty much the front face. So there's my front part to be able to show you. I might be able to expand those a little bit. I can tweak those, but then I'm going to repeat on the back and the top as we go. So I want to be able to pull out all of the pieces as we go. There is an option for auto explode, but you need to have those components selected. So if I go down and let's just try the back. So I want all those parts to be auto exploded, and let's throw them out. So you can see it's gone that way, which is probably not as helpful for us in this case. So using that as a whole thing can sometimes work, but what we're going to do is we're going to use the auto or the explode, choose the bits that we want to be able to pull out, and we slowly build those out as we go. So if I need to select those bits at the same time, I should be able to add them and bring them out as well. So you can see they all start moving as well. So ideally, those pieces should be, and I'm actually going to undo that So if you go cancel, they all go back because I was still in that same movement. So I'm going to bring him out. Bring those ones, hold down Control or Shift, and I'm going to pull those out. Bring him out. So it's just that process of getting them how you'd like them to look. And I should be able to double click, and it's not going to give me all those components, which is a bit of a pain, but I can select them all, bring them out, and then that last one, I'm just going to move out a little bit. That guy's going to go up. I'm going to send him down, and I might send him across. Okay, so that's pretty much there. You can see I missed a few bits here. So let's send them over so they're back in where they need to be. Let's say about there. Okay, so that looks pretty good. I'm happy with that as my exploded view. So now I've got that created. I can now go back over to my design view, and I'm going to start building out my drawing. So there's 3 parts to this drawing I need to include. So the first part, and if we go into drawing, we go from design, and I'm going to select the components that I want. That's good. I'm going to choose my template. So if you haven't already got it, you need to import it into your data panel over here. So you'll upload it so it sits in here, and you then should be able to browse and select it from there. But mine's already been allocated in, so I'm going to keep that there. That's good. So now I'm going to go through and give it a moment to load up my drawing. You can see it's already got the basis of what I need to do there. I'm not sure where that guy has appeared, but I'm just going to delete that because I'm going to add my base view. So choose your scale so we can see that sitting there. That should be enough space to be able to have all of those. I'm going to place the first view. In this case, that is perfect. So remember, the front view is always that bottom left corner. Okay, so from there, I'm going to then project my views out from there. So I'm going to go select the base view, and I'm going to then bring my views out, including that pictorial view there too. That's probably a bit busy, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop that, and usually our pictorial view we're going to make shaded, and I'm going to drop it down just a little bit smaller so because it doesn't necessarily need to be the same size, but he's there. Now, I haven't included my hidden details with this one, because if I did go to that, we end up with not the right amount of detail, and it gets too busy and it doesn't help. So these ones we're just going to leave as visible lines, and we're going to be just using over the major dimensions here. So I'm going to include then my main dimensions as I go through. I'm going to add my radius. I'm going to then drop in that size. So at the moment, I'm just kind of adding some of the basic details through. I don't need to have every single one on this, but just show me that you can do a good outline of what the sizes and dimensions are. Because if we're actually going to size this up, because this is quite a complex project, you would have all of this information like I have in the booklet that you're working from. Okay, so I'm going to kind of probably leave those as the key information. We've got the height, the width, the depth, just giving the overarching dimensions of that. And I would need to then add my labels as well. So I'd need the front view there. And notice I ideally want it on the single line. So that's good. I'm going to then add my next ones as I go as well, because then I've got my side view. notice the convention of having the text as all caps and top view. Okay, so that would be, I would say, sufficient detail on this one, but you could add a little bit extra if you wanted to. Oh, where'd you go? There he is. If you wanted to show me that you could add, let's say, some center marks, show me that you can use those. You might add then a little bit of the dimensions, or if you're really clever, you show me a section view. So you could actually go through the middle of this sucker. And I could actually have a cutout view to show what's there instead. So you can see if I pull him across, he's there, and then I've got a cutout view to show the guts of what's going on at that cut. So I would probably bring that so it's not crossing over there. Bring him down a little bit. But you can see that we can actually do then cutout views for that as well. So it's already got a label. I might bring that down a little bit closer and maybe put it there so it sort of links in there as well. So you could add in that as well. Show me that you can include that. But now what we've got, and I'm not sure why I have multiple sheets down here, but we are going to use a second sheet and we're going to add our exploded view. So probably the last thing that I want to add to this is the rest of the title. So I'm going to go from there and add on here. So this is my orthographic. So leave that on there. That's happy days. Just okay. And over here, I'm going to go and add another base view. I'm going to choose just somewhere for the moment. And instead of, so I don't need that one, I need the representation. So the last one I did with you here was the exploded view. So I'm going to select him. And I could probably expand that a little bit larger. So let's see if we can get 1 to 2. That looks okay. And then I've got my exploded view here. Now for the exploded view in this case, I could probably change that so I've got the detail and I can kind of see a little bit more about what's going on with that. So that's all I need to be able to include on that image. Ideally, now this is probably not as good as it could be. I could expand that out. So knowing that it's going on an A4 page all the way across, you could potentially stretch it out a little bit further so you can see a bit more of what's happening on the inside. We could change that a little bit as well. So if you wanted to go, actually I wanted to go a different view, you can flip it around and show from different angles as well. We're probably going to keep it just as that standard. Where has he gone? Back to Southwest isometric. And I should have paid attention to what that first one was. There we go, that's what we want. Northeast. So now that's there, I'm going to add my label on. And this is going to be my exploded view. Bring that down. And I'm not sure why he's decided to do that for me. Okay, so that's now there. And then the last piece that I need to add on is going to be on this next page. And this is going to be showing me that you can use your DXF. Now this one's a little bit more of a step-by-step process. So I'm going to add my base view. We're going to leave it at 1 to 5. Usually if we're going to laser cut this out, we'd make sure it's a 1 to 1. But I'd want to be able to keep it on the same page because we're exporting as a PDF, not as a DXF. So leave that one as a front view, and then what I need to be able to go through is make sure I've just got that one, and the process through here is we're going to suppress the pieces that we don't want, and we're going to hide so we've just got one available. So there's my front face, and I'm going to minimize that, and I'm going to do that rinse and repeat. So for each component that you have, or body that you've made, we're going to do this for. So I'm going to go through and then just uncheck those guys. So there's my skin, and I could then keep going. So if I do the next one, and I know that I'm going to try and do those front pieces across, I'm going to change to the top view. I go OK, and then same deal. Choose, I don't want the buck brace this time. I'm going to do the speaker grill. So I'm just going to do one of the speaker grills and leave that there, and then add the next one. I'm going to go side view for the next one so I can get my, and it makes it easier if you hide those. In our front view, speaker grill, close him, and I'll just keep one internal tab and then do a back brace. And there's that guy. And then I can add in the next, my back brace is the last piece, but you can see the process of adding those on depending on how many you have. I'm happy to leave it at that 1 to 5 for the moment, but it needs to be, if I have it off the page like that, it will only show me what's on the page when I save it as a PDF. So leave those there, and then the last bit I'm going to add on would be my description, which is going to be my DXF for laser cutting. DXF for laser. I'm happy to leave it like that. So now that's there, I would make sure I save that document, so you can see it automatically pulls the name what you had, and then that's there. And our export, we want to go to a PDF, so I'm going to export that as all sheets. I'm just going to go open PDF so I can then show you what happens. Make sure it's saved to your computer. By default, I've got mine go to downloads. You might have it somewhere different, and we'll continue from there. So then in a moment, it will then export and then load up that drawing. So if I show you that now, there he is. So there's my orthographic on the front. There's my exploded view, and then my DXF for laser. So they're the things that I need to be able to see for your submission. And that will be great.